Technology sector, Amazon, Google, and Meta Facebook all hit record highs this week. Also, high-yield bonds and S&P 500 hit all-time highs as well. We will look at gold as it shines and continues towards records while dollar has weakened. And we will finish up with Solana trade. We will revisit the recent trade in Solana. All this and more in today's edition of MasterChartsTrading.com market recap for Friday, January 24th, 2025. Please hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, share this video, or make any comment on the video. If you're a subscriber, please stay tuned. We have a very busy video coming up, namely market breadths, crude oil, some of the ETFs, world ETFs, some of the large cap stocks, as well as speculative securities, and gold related are going to be covered in the members only video. So stay tuned for that. If you're not yet a subscriber, consider signing up by going to the link in the description. So let's get started. First, I want to look at more of a longer term chart, and here is XLK technology sector. So you can see that we just hit an all-time high. This is an all-time record, and this is an old sign here, but I had it maybe like around December of 23, and it reads, "Are things really that bad when we're hitting all-time highs?" And I am reiterating it as well, "Are things really that bad when we're hitting all-time highs?" So clearly things are, or at least the investors and market participants think that things are doing okay, going okay. Election of Donald Trump seems to be a positive for the market, or at least not a negative that I was able to see so far. And within the, the fact that we have technology sector as well as technology people, from the technology field, such as CEOs of technology companies, are being treated as, I call them the new elite, nouveau elite. And of course, I think this is a good thing, and it's a very smart thing, because the future is most likely in the technology. The future is most likely in the things that, not necessarily manufacturing. I mean, I'm sure manufacturing of highly technological items would be important, but development of the technology is even more important. So I welcome the investment in the technology, or at least the potential for investment in the technology that's being talked about right now. So technology sector at all-time highs. Notice that alert was sent back in 2023, March 2023, almost 2 years ago, to my subscribers. So if you were a subscriber at the time, then congratulations. For just this sector, XLK technology gained over 70%, 70% since the alert was sent in March 2023. I wanted to show this picture. It's a very telling picture. This is from Wall Street Journal, and this is the technology sector, luminaries, I guess. We see Mark Zuckerberg. We have Jeff Bezos. He's no longer a CEO. He's a founder of Amazon. Of course, we have Sundar Pichai, I'm sorry, from the Google. We have Elon Musk and some of the other ones. I just don't recognize them personally, but I'm sure they're there. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to touch upon some of the companies that were represented in this very telling picture, namely Meta, Facebook, Amazon, and Google. So let's look at that. And again, we're going to be looking at weekly chart, meaning that Each candlestick is a whole week's worth of activity, and it's a longer term chart, so it starts in 2023. First on the agenda is Amazon. Of course, Amazon, everybody knows Amazon, everybody buys everything on Amazon. It's pretty much a monopoly as far as retail is concerned, but that's besides the point. The point of the matter is Amazon just hit an all-time high. And, there's, if you look at this chart, it's again very simple to trade. You don't really need to think too much. And the only thing that really you need is to see at what point the price has become, at what point the stock has become a uptrending security. So if we backtrack a little bit, back in 2022, you can see that we're making lower lows and lower highs. In fact, the fact that we were below this yellow support resistance line, again, you can find out more about this green, blue, red, and yellow lines on my site. But the fact that we closed below this yellow line back in 2022, beginning of Russian aggression against Ukraine, that was the beginning of a very short-term bear market that lasted between 2022 January and 2023, well, in this case, May. And this is for just Amazon. So, and again, how do I know that there was a breakout and we should be buying Amazon back in 2023? Again, this is an actual alert sent to my subscribers. I didn't really need to think about anything of this nature. This is fundamental thinking. Like, okay, if we see a picture of Jeff Bezos, on the inauguration of President Trump, it means that good things will happen to Amazon. Okay, that's not how I think. I think in a sense of, have the Amazon stock broken out above this blue support resistance line? If yes, that means it is now in an uptrend, and all we need to do is just buy it. So exactly that was done back in 2023, in June 2023. You can see that we had another opportunity to buy back in 2023 October, and it just took off afterwards. Now, there was another opportunity to buy back here in August of 2024. So technically speaking, on this chart, there were 3 opportunities to buy. Okay, but once you buy back like in 2023, there is no reason to get out unless you have a compelling reason to, possibly reinvest the money somewhere else. And basically, if you're seeing your stock or your investment appreciate and there is very little danger that you will lose money, then it makes more sense to just stay in the market and do nothing. And I do believe Amazon is now a dividend-paying stock, but don't quote me on that one. I'm not 100%. Maybe they're already paying dividends. So in addition to everything else, you just sit in the position and do nothing, and you get paid for it. So twice. You get paid by receiving the dividends, and you get paid by capital appreciation. In this case, since the alert was sent in 2023, in June 2023, the Amazon stock appreciated 92%, over 90% gain. So again, congratulations to the subscribers. Another stock that I wanted to highlight, of course, there is Sundar Pichai, which is a Google CEO, and I wanted to highlight Google, or Alphabet in this case. And of course, it's very similar idea. So the stock was in a downtrend when it closed below the yellow line where I'm hovering in 2022 in April. So at that point, the best thing to do is to do nothing, just exit. I would have, if I had the position in this stock, I would have just exited and set on cash, and I would wait until a new breakout occurs somewhere here in 2023 April, And again, it's very obvious. Like, it's very difficult to miss. We see a close above the blue line, we just buy it right there. And so the alert again was sent back in April. You had a few opportunities here. One in March 2024, and then another one recently in September 2024. Maybe another one here just very recently in December of last year. The point of the matter again is to simply look at the lines, use the lines to your advantage, and to avoid thinking too much. If back here in 2023 I somehow had a time machine and I went forward in time and I saw this picture, of course I would buy it, Google. But I didn't have the time machine, obviously, so I was only relying on my indicators, and it was clearly very, correctly proven. It proved to be very correct. So, again, if you put it back here, or even relatively recently, Google, then congratulations, you're up 85%, and I think also they do pay out dividends, so you get paid two ways. Finally, I wanted to touch upon Meta, also known as Facebook, and I highlighted this one several times before. This thing is just unstoppable. But I wanted, before I show, before the chart, we'll look at the chart. So here we see Mark Zuckerberg with his wife, Priscilla Chen. Next to him is a girlfriend or fiance of Amazon, Jeff Bezos. And of course, if you are watching this, then we see Mark Zuckerberg, looking somewhere down here. And since the government now says that there's only two sexes, male and female, I can safely say that Mark Zuckerberg is a male. So, with this thing, congratulations. I mean, I sent 3 alerts out back in February, March 2023. Again, how did I know? Very similar. So, right there in February 2022, again, around the Russian invasion of Ukraine, basically we had a collapse of the markets and closed below the yellow line. That's all I needed to know. That's all I needed to know to get out. And we would have been sitting in position with no positions, nothing, and just sitting there until February, March 2023 rolled around. We had several opportunities to get in by simply looking at the lines. With the price closing above the blue line, you're sitting in a position, you're doing nothing. We had a few opportunities, but very kind of difficult, honestly, to trade it. But every time we touch the blue line, we could potentially buy more, or simply, if we don't have a position, just buy. So Meta, Facebook, just announced some sort of enormous, I can't even fathom that number, but $60 billion investment in artificial intelligence as well as data centers. So clearly there is future in there and tons of money rolling around. So again, I welcome the investment. I'm sure that United States will benefit from the investment from multiple angles, from point of view of more jobs being created, as well as from point of view, from building and maintaining those data centers, and then eventually new technology most likely will come around from that, and artificial intelligence could solve our issues, solve our problems. Some say I'm a believer in more of a benevolent artificial intelligence. Perhaps I read too much science fiction. One of my favorite science fiction series is the Culture series, and I highly recommend reading these books by Ian Banks. So it's a multiple. There's like 9 or 12 books. I don't remember exactly, but I read all of them. So in it, there is benevolent artificial intelligence described in a sense of AI basically takes care of humans and other species in this case, but I don't want to give too much away. Highly recommend the book series. So if they're investing in AI, hopefully we're also going to be benefiting from this investment on everyday level. For example, with better technology, with better standards of living, etc. Perhaps AI will solve our problems. Perhaps we will be eliminated by AI, but that's an entirely different book series, and I am not 100% that is accurate. Actually, none of them is accurate, so the future is completely unknown. Anyways, congratulations. If you opened Facebook back in 2023, you are up a whopping 237%. To put it in perspective, you would have been buying at $180 back in 2023, and currently it is at $640. So that is big. Again, congratulations. All right, let's get back to Earth and look at S&P 500. S&P 500 has, and this now we're looking at daily chart. So daily just means each candlestick is a day's worth of activity. We were just looking at weekly chart with weekly charts, each candlestick being a week's worth of activity. So this is still weekly chart of S&P 500. Actually, very similar. You can see that I was describing just Excel, technology, etc. So beginning of a bear, a Russian bear market back in here in 2022 for S&P, very short-lived until April 2023 was a breakout above the blue line. Again, very simple. All you need to do is to just look at my lines. Okay. Currently, we just hit all-time highs yet again. So record highs again for S&P 500. Where is this going? So very kind of rough estimate of kind of short-term potential is this kind of pattern. I'm gonna sort of draw it out. So all-time highs where I'm hovering were hit on 6th of December, and then we kind of dropped towards the January 13th, and now we rallied into today, January 25. So we have a new breakout, and with this new breakout we can measure this depth of this pattern. So depth of this pattern between high in December 24, low in January of 25, and again high just today. That depth of this pattern is around 6%, so or about 340 points for S&P 500 points. So a breakout of that magnitude, or not a breakout, but a duplication of this pattern to the upside could be quite possible. And so we're looking at about 6% move. I don't know when, obviously. It could be now or it could be in 2 months, but it's very reasonable and it's very possible to estimate this move towards around 6,500 or so. For S&P 500, we're currently at about 6,100 or so. So we're estimating a continuation of S&P 500 move up, and basically we're going to hold our positions for now. Another piece of good news for S&P 500 bulls and just stock bulls in general is, of course, the new record by high yield bonds. High yield bonds, this is JNK, We can look at weekly chart as well. These are high yield bonds on the weekly chart. Again, hit all-time highs, and they're traded basically the same way. So you can kind of see where I'm putting those arrows, and breakouts in 2023, January 2023. The important thing is I wanted to show you just a second. I wanted to show you this chart, or this bottom part of this chart, this yellow. This is called correlation coefficient, so it's correlation to the S&P 500. And correlation of high yield bonds to the S&P 500 is very high. And when high yield bonds are hitting record highs, about the same time as S&P did, that means there is no divergence. We are doing the same thing. Both high yield bonds and junk debt are doing the same thing, which is very good news. We want to see that happening. We don't want a divergence. That's like one of the worst things when suddenly we have high yield bonds dropping and stocks keep moving higher. That's a divergence. But in this case, we don't. So right now we're in very good shape. High yield bonds, S&P 500, technology, all hitting record highs. I think this is good news. No divergence yet. If you're a subscriber, stay tuned. I am going to be covering market breadth indicators. There is divergence there. So we'll see if that eventually will play out. But for now, we're looking okay. Very briefly, I wanted to touch base I wanted to touch upon the US dollar and gold. Here is US dollar DXY. So dollar currency index hit a 2-year high on 13th of January and has pulled back since, especially today. It was a nice big drop. So dollar is still in an uptrend. You can see upward facing arrows here in October of last year, where there was a breakout for the dollar. It is currently approaching the area of where dollar bulls will want to be buying the dollar. So it's the blue line area. Currently, dollar is about 1% away from that area. So it's at 107, needs to get down to 106. We would consider buying at that point. Gold is traded in US dollars. It's XAU divided by USD. So currently we see dollar pulling back, gold pulling higher. Okay, so this is good relationship, positive, good relationship in the sense of it is correct. It is not weird in any way. So dollar pulling back, gold moving higher as a result. So we are, I'm sorry, it's not record highs, almost record highs. We're so close to the record highs. How do we trade gold? Very similar as I just showed. So basically we're looking for opportunities at the blue line. This thing is just very perfect. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 9 opportunities to buy between 2023 January and March 2024 before it just took off. So for now, want to be probably just waiting and seeing if it's going to be pulling back. Ideally, I want to be buying around the blue line. Okay, so currently gold is around 2,700. I want to be buying it around 2,500. But is it going to happen anytime soon? If dollar continues to weaken, maybe it won't happen, and maybe we'll see higher prices for gold. So as a result, we are indeed trading gold miners. I personally have gold miners GDX. I just bought it recently. And if you're interested, head over to MasterChartsTrading.com, sign up for one of the products. I have the trading indicators, so these lines in the chart, these green, blue, red, and yellow lines, they're available for TradingView.com. You need a free TradingView account. Once you get a free TradingView account, come back to my site and sign up for the indicators, and I will open the door for you on tradingview.com. If you want the newsletter, so where I send out various alerts, for example, this week we have traded all of these various securities, then sign up for the newsletter. And of course, the best deal is to get both trading indicators and the newsletter. And we have both yearly subscriptions and monthly subscriptions. So best deal obviously is to get the yearly subscription, and it is at $49.95 per month, equivalent to the monthly subscription. You get always you get free 7-day trial with all of the plans, and I think again it's a great deal, so sign up soon. That's it for this week's recap. Please let me know if you have any questions. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video, make a comment, and have another great trading week. Bye bye.